This model of the brain was created through using different materials to represent the different sections of the brain. The brain is a complex system that is responsible for all the systems that keep us alive and make sure everything is working correctly and efficiently in our body. The materials are used and added together, each material representing a different section of the brain. The materials were then formed into the shape of a brain. The coffee that represents the temporal lobe that is responsible for learning, feelings, emotions, and processing auditory information like hearing. The popcorn that represents the frontal lobe that is responsible for thinking, decision making, creativity, memory, speech, your behavior, and your momentum through muscular movements. The corn represents the parental lobe that is responsible for language, touch, and determining your body position. The almonds that were used represents the occupational lobe that is also known as the visual cortex that is responsible for processing the visual information through determining motion, depth, color, and other visual features. The cashew nuts represents the spinal cord, also known as the brainstem, that is responsible for regulating your breathing, heart rate, temperature, and other features in your body. And lastly, the sugar sweets that represents the cerebellum, that is responsible for your body's balance, posture, and coordination, but is also responsible for your motor skills and muscular movement. Through this creative breath, I learned that our bodies are so complex and that it is really interesting to discover how the brain works, the functions the brain have, and how everything in our body links with the brain in some way. How every action you do gets decided by the brain. Each part in your body is dependent of the brain, and the brain dependent of the rest of your body. Being able to do the smallest, easiest little thing, like smile, walk, and wave, your brain is dependent on your body to do the action. The action we do without even thinking, but so many systems in our body and brain are used to do the little action. The little actions we take for granted. Another thing I learned in this breath was that our bodies and we are so much more capable than we think we are. That if there is a will, there's a way to do it. To unlock the secrets of the brain and the capabilities we have if we only train our body and brain to do it. What won't we be able to accomplish? We use our brain 24/7 through breathing, blinking our eyes, your heart pumping blood through your body, and your body regulating the temperature of your body to keep us warm every second of the day. Even if we sleep, your brain is still working because we have dreams, and that is proof that our brain keeps working while we sleep. I learned that to train your brain is not just by doing math, reading, and studying, but also by doing physical activities and staying healthy. By making sure your body is fit and healthy to get your brain stronger and your blood pumping to your brain. To focus more on specific training for the brain in places you struggle. Like if you struggle with memory, to play more memory games to strengthen your memory, but in the process, making the training fun and getting smarter in the process. While building this model, I realized there is so many things we still don't know about our brain and what our brains are really capable of. The first question that really stood out to me is, if one part of your brain is damaged, can your brain adjust to make up for the injury? Can you learn your brain to adjust and relearn the functions you lost in a different part of your brain? We don't really know what our brains are capable of and how to get the full use out of our brains yet. But is it possible to relearn functions you lost? Another thing that stood out to me is the fact that our brain consists out of 75% water. So the question came to me, what will happen when a person is ill and highly dehydrated? Does it affect the brain in long-term memory or function? And also, does it work the other way around as well when drinking too much water and being too hydrated? Can it also influence your brain's function? One thing I tried when training my brain is building puzzles. The number of pieces and the sizes of pieces that of different puzzles, the way your brain starts to visualize the different pieces and being able to build the puzzles faster with making less mistakes when placing the pieces, being able to build bigger puzzles with smaller pieces and more pieces, being able to just look at a piece and know which piece will fit and which won't. It really helped with finding solutions to problems and being able to recognize when something is going to work or not. It also helps when hiking and the routes are not marked clearly to find the route and stay by the route.